Alright, let's continue where we left off as soon as I set my timer so I don't go on forever. So we got our path leading up to the school. We don't quite have a school yet. I feel like I'm going to have to try to find some more reference for that. And I'm not particularly a fan of these harsh outlines here. It looks a little too cartoony. So if we take our paint, fill in stroke for stroke paint here, let's change the lightness, warm it up a bit, maybe try to turn it into like a darker shade of this color. And if I like that, I can copy this to this one. There we go. That looks better. So what about foreground elements? I want to use palm trees because we have palm trees in my reference, and I think that fits the desert theme. So if we go to the bring up another web page here, and we'll do a search for well, I don't want to do a search. I want to get it from openclipart.org and search for palm tree here. And it has a lot of nice results, but the one that I liked in particular was this one right here. Make sure you download the SVG, which doesn't really download, just loads it in. Depends on what browser you're using. But I'm going to right-click, Save As, and put it somewhere where it's useful, such as Assets. Save. Alright, now that it's downloaded, and we don't actually see it here. I'm not sure why it's not in that folder. Let's try it again. Save As. Now it says it's there. There we go. Just took a moment. And we go back to Inkscape, and we should be able to drag and drop this file. Or you can copy and paste. So now we have our palm tree that we can use in our foreground here. Alright. Let's bring our sketches back. I feel like don't have things at proper scale, so I didn't actually sketch any palm trees in here. But I'd like this desert area to be pretty barren. So what if we put some palm trees at the base of the mountain and try to make a forest here? And let's create one large one here next to our hero. Maybe we'll put another one here. Get a little smaller. Alright. And so these guys need to be clipped. So let's group them. Create another rectangle. Select my group, right-click, set clip. Alright, so that looks pretty good. These are too large though, really. These are just way too large. So I can try to select all these and scale them down. Let's see. This one should be behind. Oops. This one should be on top, right? That looks pretty good. Maybe this one is smaller. This one should be a little bit smaller, I think. Alright, how does that look? Not bad. I think we have a decent background here. What's in our rough sketch? Alright, we need the school and our character. Well, the school, let's see. I did do some searching for reference here. Did a Google search for Moroccan architecture because I remember seeing a documentary on abandoned Casbahs, and I thought it was pretty interesting. So I just brought up imagery of stuff like this, and it's pretty angular and boxy. And so maybe we do something like that. And you know, it's really just using the rectangle tool and you know, finding a good color that works. I'm not going to use, if I hold Shift and middle mouse, I can get rid of the stroke. And let's see, we need to put this behind the mountain. So the school is kind of in the background. We have to cut this and go into our group, which is in our background. So there's our sky. Let's paste in place. Change the stacking order to go one level down until we get it behind. There we go. And color. Let's warm that up a bit. Color's about right. So some of you are using this 3D tool here. Let's see what that's about, creating 3D boxes. Yeah, I've not used this yet, and I'm not sure why it's on an angle. Maybe someone can teach me how to use that. That looks pretty interesting, but I think I'm going to do it the old guy way. If I click twice on an object, I can change it to the rotation and skewing tools, so I can get my angles like that if I want. But let's not do that yet. Let's undo that. Let's make a door here with a slightly darker shade, less saturation. Maybe some windows. Is this still a rectangle? It is, so can make slightly rounded windows. And I guess this should be an arch. So, let's see. Holding the Shift key, I'm going to select all of these and group them. That way, if I want perspective, I can have it. But it doesn't quite look right. And this goes too far. So now my school is probably too large. Alright, let's get the Bezier pen and wrap this up here. Running out of time. Alright, so there's another side. Hide my rough layout. I want this to have the same fill color, but get rid of the stroke and maybe make it a little bit lighter. We haven't determined which way my light is coming from. Let's get it behind the building. There we go. That works. And let's group these. Alright, so there's the school. Pretty simple. I'm not sure what to do about this character. He's roughly based on Indiana Jones, if any of you have ever seen that movie, which, you know, maybe some of you have, some of you haven't. But what we're looking for is an adventurer. So let's see if Open Clip Art has anything for us. It's got the hat. All right, I might not have to adventurer hat. And a bunch of old sci-fi clip art. That's pretty awesome. All right, but the hat, let's grab that hat because that will help me save some time. If anything, I can use it as reference. So that's pretty nice. All right, so I was going to show you how to do path effects. We did stacking order. Let's cover path effects really quick. And the reason why I wanted to do that is for one of the palm trees. If you're duplicating something a lot and you don't want to have so much repetition, let's bring up our path effect editor. We want to use the same pattern along a path. So I'm going to cut this tree out. I'm going to hit Control X, and I'm going to grab the Bezier pen and just draw a simple path to deform the tree along. So if I do pattern along path, not sure, there we go, and we paste. That is not what I'm looking for. So I'm not sure what happened to my tree. Let's try this one. Copy. Alright, maybe it's too much. Says, let's try bend. Alright, so it looks for a bend path. Let's cut this and try to apply it to this tree. Bend path, paste. And it doesn't quite work as expected. I'll have to work on that. There may be something wrong with my version of Inkscape preventing it to work. But I'll be back soon, and we'll get our foreground character in there and finish up this panel, and that's basically the process of how you'll create the rest of your visual story. Great. Have a great time. Bye.